Biden was not in Virginia, not anywhere else where there's elections because the Democrats don't want him anywhere near their candidates. He was in Delaware. And, well, here's how it went. Roll it, Aaron.
Here he comes. Old Gippy.
Oh, yeah. Look out. Oh, there comes a little jog again. There we go.
I've been coming down here alone. Please take a seat if you have one. And if I say anything you don't like, don't jump, okay? Machinists, electricians, pipe fitters, facility workers, coach cleaners, boilermakers, laborers, foremen. But they have one thing in common. They're all good paying union jobs. Union jobs. When I became president, I made sure that the bipartisan infrastructure law, that's the law to rebuild our highways and bridges and rail and the whole all our infrastructure. By the way, it's a tight little law. It's about $1.2 billion. Fully electrified trains on this corridor emit 83% less greenhouse gases, by the way, than driving your car.
Sure.
Amtrak wasn't just a way to get home to family. The conductors and engineers became my family, and not a joke.
Listen.
I'd have a major event from my home every year.
Yeah.
I remember one of the conductors when I was going home. Secret Service is wonderful, and they really are. But they'd rather you not travel Amtrak, because it's not Amtrak, rail, because it has to stop so damn many times. And there's so many options for people to do things that they don't want to have done.
This is where you learn how to railroad the country.
My mom, and I just, she was living with us at the time. My dad passed away. And I got in the train on a Friday.
What is so funny about that?
And I won't get him into complete trouble. Just tell his first name. He was number 2 in seniority at the time, Angelo. And Ange came up to me as I walked in. He said, "Joey," and he grabbed my cheek. He said, "Joey, baby." He said, "All this stuff," because that's published in the newspaper that I had traveled 1,200,000 miles on Air Force planes as vice president. They published that on a regular basis.
Yeah.
He said, I won't quote him exactly, but he said, "Big deal, Joey."
Sure.
And I said, "What's it mean, Ange?" He said, "Look," he said, "we just had the retirement dinner up in Newark." He said, "You know how many miles you traveled on Amtrak?" And I said, "No." He said, 1,000,000, I think it was 320,000 miles. And I said, "How'd you figure that?" He said, "Well, 118 days a year, almost 300 miles a day, 36 years, plus his wife." And he went on the whole deal. And I said, "I believe you," Ange. Let me get in the train, will you? I know what it feels like to be stuck on the tracks when you're trying to get home to see your family, or trying to get south to make a boat because the track is something went wrong.
I have an Amtrak story for you guys.
To cut ribbons on renovations of the Wilmington train station. As we continue to invest in rail across the country, we're going to take even more vehicles off the road, saving millions of barrels of oil a day. These are jobs for folks I thought about as I take that train home. You know the park guys, you get outside of Baltimore, just before you get into Baltimore, you can look out the window and you're going through basically the neighborhood. And I always used to sit there, I mean it, coming home, and look out and see people sitting at the kitchen tables. And literally, you could see them right along the track. And wondering, what are they thinking about? What's on their minds? I can honestly say I've never been more optimistic about America's future.
What?
And folks, in my view, the president long after I'm president is going to have more to do. One of the things I convinced President Ladd when I was vice president, I convinced the president to do, provide money for high-speed rail. You can go and get in a train in China and go 210 miles an hour. China. We could do it here in the United States in this Northeast corridor if we straightened out 3 big corridors. It would cost about $1 trillion. But we had the ability to do that for a rail from Florida to Mississippi and all kinds of places we can do it. So we just have to remember one thing, though. We sometimes forget. This is the United States of America. There's not a damn thing we can't do if we set our mind to it, not one. Thank you all. And God bless. bless you all. May God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.